today's hot topic. We're going to kick it off with credit and the importance of paying down debt. Listen, guys, I can't go without talking to you guys about the importance of personal finances and getting your finances in order. And credit is a major component into doing that, guys. So I want to kick it off before I pass it to my guys about if you have any level of debt, whether it's credit card debt, whether it's consumer debt, student loans, make it a point to start paying down your credit. And then if you can, make a game of it in terms of getting it paid off. I think the more you guys can make it a actionable item among you and your family, if you got a significant other, and you can begin to start paying off debt, you will see the freedom that it brings to your life, the liberation that it brings in terms of allowing you to have money freed up for other things that you may want to do. I know my guys can attest that we didn't always have the best credit, and it took work in order to restore our credit or get it to where it needed to be so that we can get low interest rates, get approved for apartments, homes, and things of that nature. Okay, and so credit is very, very important. I don't want you guys to overlook that step on the road to financial independence in terms of not knowing how those little key things can make a huge difference in terms of whether or not you are on the right track towards your goals financially, or if you stay in a rat race and never getting ahead. Anything you guys want to add on the credit piece?
I would like to touch on for sure with getting your credit together. If you want to buy a house, if you want to get a car loan, if you want to do anything that adults do, so to say, you want to make sure you take care of your credit. It's more important than running up a whole bunch of credit card bills on shoes, clothes, purses, suits, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, because you're going to have to pay all of that back. I didn't get real serious about my credit until like maybe, I've been owning my house for 3 years now, so it's coming up on 3 years. Right around that time is when I took it serious because I wanted to buy a house. I wanted to stop giving my money to a landlord, so to say, paying somebody else's mortgage. So I took my time and looked into it, and it wasn't even as bad as I thought. Like, I just had to make some minor adjustments, pay a couple things down, knock a couple things off my credit report in total, and I was ready to buy a house. So it's important to clean up your credit. It's important to have a nice credit score. It's important to have good credit payment history because you're going to need that in the long run.
Yeah, that's nice. I didn't even know the importance of credit until 22, 23. When I got in the league, I was with Cleveland at the time, and then they had some people come in and talk to us about credit, and we all had to give our credit score. And, you know, at the time, I think I had like a 563, and I didn't know, you know what I mean, the importance of credit until, you know, you get older, you go through some things, and, you know what I mean, you get married, you have kids, and you're like, oh, this is your credit, and these are some of the ways you can improve your credit. And then, you know, not paying bills on time, so you forget about medical bills, and that's on your credit, you know what I mean, and then say you're trying to purchase a car. Your credit score is 600 or 550. Now they look at you crazy. They're not taking you serious. Now you got a higher interest rate, or you might need somebody to co-sign for you. So it's one of those embarrassing things, but it's a growing thing as well too because of the not knowing piece. You know what I mean? The not knowing piece. Make sure you get it up. And what helped us out is we took a class. What's the guy name? The financial Dave Ramsey. He tightened us up. We hired a company who does the credit stuff to help clean your credit up and stuff like that. And man, mine's right now is in the 750s, bro. So it's
you winning.
Yeah, but mine's it was a journey. It was a journey, good. That 500. You trying to get a car? They look at fine. Come on, bro. It ain't gonna work here.
Same.
You know what I mean? So the credit piece is huge, and parents, and you got kids, man, start talking to them about that now. Like, that is so huge to know that. Like I said, I didn't know what a credit score until I was 22, 23. And, you know, I didn't really care then. I was in the league. You know what I mean? Who cares about a credit score?
Credit's going to follow you for the rest of your life. Man. So I want to touch on that a little bit, too. So even getting the car, see, you're getting a house. You can get the house, get the car, but your interest rate might be through the roof. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't take care of business. So that's a whole nother angle. Like, my interest rate for my house is kind of high. So I'm in that again. I had to pay the stuff that I didn't pay off before, get my credit score acceptable where I want it,
Yeah.
the 7-something range. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to hit the market again. Like I need that refinance love because all the rates are low right now, man.
Exactly.
So like it's important to do that if that's one of your goals.
Parents, so lesson learned for this one. To help your kids out, first and foremost, because we've been talking about the road to failure, and CB is 100% right in terms of, again, what you don't know, you don't know. You can help your kids out by adding their name to your credit card. They don't have to have access to it, but you can add your kid's name on your credit card. So every time you go get gas and you swipe, you're building their credit card.
And you make a payment on
Every
time.
But the key is you make the payment on time, okay? So make sure you're paying the minimum by the due date, and then that statement date is really key, because if you can pay the rest off by that statement date, which is always 3 days after the due date, you really can knock off more on your overall payment that you owe. So make a note of that in terms of making sure that you set your kids up for success by building their credit on the front end. Don't put stuff in their name and mess their credit up.
Right.
Put their name on your card, and then you pay the card consistently and try to pay it off in full. Okay, the minimum payment is just there to keep you in bondage. Your goal should be pay it off in full. And if you can't pay it off in full, it's time to rethink your budget. Make sure that you're not doing things that you're living outside of your means, and it makes it difficult for you to be able to pay down or pay off your credit card.
So talking to a credit advisor, he also would advise you that you don't spend more than 30% of your allotted limit.
Your debt to credit ratio is
So
very
that's important as well. If you got $1,500 limit, don't spend over $500. You know what I mean?
And the key is too. So when I was building my credit, I used my credit card as for gas only. So I say fill up the tank, $30. Make sure you pay it off right then and there though. Man, I seen my credit score go up in 1 month. It went up like 50, 75 points because I used that. You know what I mean? Try to get 3 credit cards to build it. If I'm doing it, use it one for gas. You know, get your wife, use hers for gas. And use the other one for just buying some gum, some little stuff. You make those payments, and your credit score will go up tremendously.
Make a game of it. That's really what he's trying to say. That's what, if you gamify life, the same way I gamify the stock market. If you gamify life, meaning make a game out of, like you said, buy a piece of gum, pay it off, get some gas, pay it off. You will see the small victories that you start stacking on top of each other, and before you know it, your credit card that is paid off, but your credit score has went up. And that's what you want in life. You want to get to a place where you are putting yourself in position for the lowest interest rates when it's time to get that first house, when it's time to get that your son or daughter a car, when you have to co-sign for somebody or whatever the case may be. Okay, so paying down debt is huge, guys. I became debt free in 2018. All of that started with, again, paying off credit card debt, paying off student loan debt. Or if you're like me, we buy everything. We buy our cars outright. We're not trying to have a car note. And so, again, your journey may be different, but the principles still apply, okay? So that's what we wanted to hit you guys about when it relates to your credit and paying down your debt. Guys, it's key, and it's the road to financial freedom if you do it on a consistent basis. Okay, this segment we want to talk to you guys about super teams, okay? And we're going to take you guys on a journey because we can go so many different directions. You might be thinking of a super team of when LeBron joined the Miami Heat, okay? Or the 73-win Golden State team. However, you can have super teams in business. You can have super teams in life. And so we want to, again, make this conversation interesting about the many facets of a super team. I'll kick it off, okay? And so to me, first and foremost, I'm 50-50 on the whole athletic version of a super team, okay? Because sometimes you can see the cards being stacked in favor of a team that's just so dominant that there's really no obstacles for them to overcome, okay? That's one version of a super team, and my guys will explore more, okay? But on the reverse, super teams in conjunction with winning is a part of life. We talk to you guys about the road to failure all day today, and these guys are my accountability partners. But for those that know us, they may look at us as a super team, Chris, CB, and E. or CB Chris and E, however you want to say it. And so again, there's points in time in life where a super team is necessary. We're just going to bring some different spins on how we look at super teams, and guys, how you may want to consider it as well.
I think that's a good point. I like the business and friendship super team angle. I think in business and in friendships, you want to build the best team that you can. You want to bring in the best people with the best thoughts and have the best advice and the best quality of person that you can find. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, then it has a chance to go down the wayside, so to say.
They
you know
often
throw a
say,
wrench in the plans.
They say you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around.
Exactly.
So E brings up a great point of, we try to, 1, iron sharpens iron. So
Correct.
we try to always sharpen each other's sword. But 2, we want to be in concert with each other so that we are, again, making sure that we are in lockstep, accountability, okay? We became a super team, or some may say super friends, but we're more like brothers. But again, in that regard, we won't let each other lose.
Exactly.
Okay, we're not accepting losing from each other. Okay, we're not accepting mediocrity or underperforming. Okay, not as a husband, not as a man, not as a father. And so, in that regard, we are advocates of a super team. Okay, but we don't want you guys to miss the message and get it twisted when it comes to superstar athletes all joining up, and then again, what that does for the makeup of a league per se. So it's differences when it's important for you guys to make sure you decipher the type of super teams you may be trying to assemble in life. Business is a good way to build a super team.
I like that, bro. Y'all hit that. Y'all killed that. I'm gonna hit it on the athletic part. You know, growing up, you know, in our heyday, we played 21. We played fight.
You're right.
That's 1-on-1. You know what I mean? We played rumble fumble.
It's one on everybody.
Exactly. King on the hill.
Yeah.
So when we grew up playing those things, we competed to be the best individual. We raced down the street. Who could beat you in running? You know what I mean? We played Madden. We playing the Madden against each other to beat each other. Not, we ain't on teams. You know, sometimes this day and age I see they playing on teams. You know what I mean? No, we want to beat you. So we grew up in that heyday. We grew up watching Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? We grew up watching him, seeing him beating, you know, took his beating from the Detroit Pistons and Larry Bird.
Competed against everybody.
And compete, exactly. Dominate some of the greats. And he beat those guys. So that's who we came up watching. You know what I mean? So it wasn't no super team things there. You know, things happen in the draft. You know, they get Scottie Pippen. That happens in the draft. You want to trade it to him. So we grew up watching that. So I'm old school. You know, I'm not the come join them aspect. No, I want to beat you. You know what I mean? And that's my mentality as a player and as a head coach. You know, I want to beat the best.
Right.
Like, I don't want to join your staff.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to beat you. You know what I mean? Like, what's in it? So you know, that's my spark. You know what I mean? Being an athlete and being a coach. You know what I mean? You guys hit it perfectly with the business standpoint. I mean, the guys you're around, man, it has to be a super team. It got to be an iron sharp iron. As my coaching staff, I got to have great assistant coaches. Because I don't have great assistant coaches, I'm going to be doing a job.
Yeah, your message won't get lost as well.
Exactly. So that's important. That's when we grew up with high school, having great assistant coaches. And we had like 2 or 3 offensive line coaches, you know what I mean, in an inner city school. You don't have things like that. So that's important to have a great staff and to be around great people, because like you said, iron sharpen iron.
Well, I got a question for you, CB. Since you don't like the super teams in the athletic world, I mean, or do you feel as if it's not the competition is not as good? Like,
no,
because you can still push each other, like, just like us. You know what I mean?
I think this, this is this new era. You know what I mean? I don't got nothing against those guys. You know what I mean? You know,
it's just different from what
it's just different from what we know and what we was brought up in. It's like it's cheating the process. Yeah, it's cheating the process.
King of the Hill, they don't want to get up there and fight, my man. They want to get on the other side. Like, we kings of the hill.
It's like we grew up. I want to, you know what I mean? It's like an all-star team. I want to earn my championship. So when I win my state title, I want to earn it. I don't want to earn it by getting a million kids that's gonna transfer to my school to earn. You know what I mean? If that happen, it ain't gonna happen. But I'm just saying, I want to take the process. I want to take the proper steps to get into that to that ring. Yeah, I want to hand it to him. I want to work for it, man. But like I said, that's the era we grew up in. This era is different. It's a super team era. It's like, okay, I see them over there. I want to join them. I want to ring. I want to win a ring, and it's the microwave generation, like you said. It's the microwave generation. You know what I mean? It's not the crock pot generation. You know what I mean?
Bro,
like
good.
for real, bro.
I like that.
You know what I mean? We came up from the crock pot generation, so things take time. So
I see it both ways, man. I like the super teams in business and in friendship, and you know, I mean, it doesn't bother me. But sports, it's growing on me. You know what I'm saying? Just because the LeBrons of the world, those guys, they can stay in one destination their whole career and still not end up capitalizing or winning the championship. So I could see him wanting to join up with somebody. I could see them wanting to join a super team and push and prod and to join an accountability partner. And you know what I'm saying? So I could see both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just new to me. It's growing on me.
As an entrepreneur, I'll give you guys a perspective that I do appreciate about the athletic super team. I'll say this. If you are, I'll just use LeBron James, but I'm speaking universal. If you are a person with aspirations beyond sports, and you know that whole I'm a 2-time NBA championship is a calling card to other business deals or sponsorships or things like that, then the entrepreneurship in me, and I feel like I'm one of the best entrepreneurs there is, in that sense, I can respect the super team if you're making strategic moves that's going to lead you to life after sports, life after basketball, to have the prosperity, the success you want in those other areas, whether it's business, owning a team, investments, whatever it is. I can respect it if they're doing it from that standpoint.
That's a good point.
that's huge. Right?
If they're doing that, like.
Yeah. Now, I said, and that's right, that's if. I give credit to LeBron because he wants to be a billionaire.
Oh, yeah, his plan was laid out.
So that's his plan was laid out. So I can respect it a little more. Although he ushered that in and I wasn't respecting it then, I can respect when I see the full picture. Okay, KD. I can respect KD to some degree because he has the boardroom. That's one of the best series that I've seen, and I see where he's trying to go with it. And he does a lot of other things that don't get talked about as much. And he knew OKC didn't have a market, nor did he have the success overall that he was looking for to achieve what he was trying to do. So in that regard, I can respect it.
Along with some other tech businesses out in Silicon Valley, you know what I mean? So
absolutely, he went to a place where the Silicon Valley.
His plan was laid out as well. Like you know what? If I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna capitalize.
I'm gonna capitalize on these venture capitalists and all these people that are into this tech stuff. And so again, the entrepreneur side of me sees and respects it from that angle. And if they go off and have if they become close to Magic Johnson and the success he is able to have in his life after basketball life, my hat's off to him. So that's how I view super teams. I think you guys got two phenomenal perspectives as well from my guys in terms of just some different viewpoints on super teams. Of course, we're old school. We come from the Michael Jordan era. So again, by any means necessary, we want to beat the best in order to show that we are the best. But with that being said, guys, that brings episode 4 to a close.
Hold on. We almost done. So, hey, speaking of super teams, I got the Super Adidas on. Check them out. Zoom in. Hey, man, I put these on today, man. It felt like a couch cushion, man. I almost fell asleep in these things. So I want y'all to show some love, man. Super Adidas, dog.
We need a sponsorship off that, man.
Adidas, holler at
us.
Super, I got these on Planet Neptune,
Super
man.
Adidas. I remember that, man. Every time I see them, them supers. Super Adidas.
Guys, we thank you. Episode 4 is a wrap. We'll see you next week, same place, same time. Please make sure you like and subscribe and share this with at least 10 people. We out.